Dear God. Woo, for the love. Hey guys, this is Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews, and this is the coldest tub I've ever been in, and forever, ever will ever be in. Okay, I'm really proud of myself that I did that. It was, 33 degrees, 34 degrees, stayed in there for over a minute. I have done a lot of cold tubs, and this is absolutely the hardest one I have ever done. Will I do it again? Yeah, probably, just to see if I can do it longer. But I mean, look, I was in there for like a little over a minute, and my legs are all red, my stomach's all red, clearly still shaking and have goosebumps. So this is not for the faint of heart, okay? Only the bravest warriors use that cold tub. The advantages of cold tubbing go beyond the psychological and the physiological benefits to our body. For example, they can be held to accelerate the repair of muscle tissue as well as reduce inflammation in the body. There's even evidence that show that regular cold tubbing can help alleviate symptoms of depression, sadness, and help boost your serotonin and oxytocin within your body to give you like those good feelings. Obviously, I can't speak to the muscle tissue repair factor, like I'm not studying that, but in my own personal experience, I can absolutely say that it has definitely helped elevate my mood. I definitely feel a little bit more clarity. I have more energy after my regular cold tubbing sessions. So to that, if that's something you're dealing with, if you want to feel happier, if you want to have more energy, I say like absolutely give this a go. Try a cold plunge session and just see how you feel afterwards. Now this Sun Home Plunge Pro is not cheap, okay? This is almost $10,000, $9,050 to be exact. So if you are new to cold tubbing, am I gonna recommend this tub to you? Like, absolutely not. This is for somebody who is probably an athlete or somebody who is really wanting to do a lot of regular cold tubbing sessions. Now, just because it does have a massive price tag on it, they do offer financing through their website, through a firm, so you can go ahead and apply for it if this is something you really want to get. Now, unlike most cold plunges, actually all cold plunges that I have tested so far, and there have been at least 15 that I have tested here right now, this goes to literal freezing temps. I have not experienced that before. Most of the cold tubs that we see go to around 39 degrees at the lowest. This right now is 33 degrees and will continue to drop if we set it that way. I will say that setting the temperature isn't necessarily intuitive. It did take a little bit of like figuring out what buttons to push in what order in order to get it to set to that temperature. But when you do set that temperature, it's not going to change. Even if you like leave it outside during a hot day, even if you have like a cold tubbing party, I don't know, have lots of friends over, you all try out that cold tub, your body temperature is not going to raise the temperature of the water like we have seen with other cold tubs. This is going to stay at the temperature that you set it at. Even magazines like Rolling Stone, Men's Journal, New York Post have all spoken to how great this tub is. Even professional athletes use this, like people in the NHL, the NFL, Olympic athletes all have used this cold tub and speak really highly of it. The interior of this tub is industrial grade steel, so a couple things that are beneficial about that. One, it's going to keep those temperatures. It's well insulated. It's going to keep the cold temperatures cold. Another thing is super easy to clean. And lastly, it is essentially rust proof. So if you are looking for a tub that doesn't require a lot of maintenance, this is going to be a really good option to look at. Now on their website, they say that this comes with Whisper Chill technology. Now I would absolutely testify that that is true because this is one of the quietest chillers that we have seen. And that's kind of surprising considering it's the biggest chiller that we've seen. Now, a lot of times when we're filming, we actually have to turn off the chillers because they are too noisy. And while we did turn off this chiller while we are filming, I really don't know if we would actually need to because again, it is just really quiet compared to other chillers that we've seen. Now, one thing about this chiller is that it has a 1 horsepower. That is by far the biggest chiller horsepower that we've seen. We've seen about 3/4, but otherwise most of them are about a 1/2 horsepower. Now, the chiller itself on this weighs 80 pounds. So again, it's like a massive unit, and overall, this is a huge and heavy machine. Now, this is an indoor or outdoor tub, depending on where you want to place it. It is surrounded by a durable exterior coating. Essentially, we think that it is made from some sort of like truck bed lining, although I couldn't find much information on what the actual exterior of this was made out of. But again, like this is going to be a durable unit that you can either place outside or inside. If you place it outside, like don't have to worry about it rusting, wearing down, getting wet, getting weathered, or anything like that. This comes with a 20 micron filter. Now this is essentially pretty standard. That is what we see with a lot of filter systems. With a 20 micron filter, it's gonna keep out both small and large debris. Just make sure that to comply with warranty that you go ahead and change out that filter or whatever the instructions on the website say in order to keep that warranty valid. Now with that 1 horsepower chiller, one question that I did have is like, is my overall electricity bill going to just like go through the roof? Essentially, no. What they have said is that it takes less than 1 kilowatt hour. So basically you're spending less than $1 a day in order to maintain the temperatures on this tub. When it comes to draining and cleaning, this is super easy. There's a spout on the bottom that you can go ahead and just push it and the water drains out. Obviously, if you are inside, you're gonna have to attach some sort of hose unit in order to not let the water spill all over the floor. But it makes draining and cleaning this tub super easy and really convenient. The tub itself, I think, looks really nice. I mean, it's a black tub. I like the color black, so I really have no complaints. Another thing that I think is cool about it is it features LED lighting. So if you're like a party person and you love doing your cold tub sessions at night, you can go ahead and put it on party mode. That's just what I'm calling it. But it has like different flashes of lights. It also has LED lights underneath the bottom of the tub. Now, one thing you'll notice is that this tub is raised on wheels. Now, we didn't add those wheels for convenience sake. The tub actually came like that. So that is one thing I think that is super great about this tub is that it is placed on built-in caster wheels, making it a lot easier to move around. And you are going to need all the help you can get when you are moving around this tub because the tub itself weighs 345 pounds. Now it holds 150 gallons of water, meaning that this tub itself weighs over 1,000 pounds when it is filled. So if this is something that you're gonna wanna move around, you're gonna need at least like 4 people to help you maneuver this around because again, just incredibly heavy. One of the biggest kind of call outs that I do have about this tub is my concern for like the delivery and movability of it. So this came essentially all assembled, but it came on a huge pallet and that pallet weighed almost like 500 pounds, maybe even more than 500 pounds. It took us like 4 or 5 strong guys to maneuver the tub off of that pallet really safely and then roll it through the warehouse. Now that is easy for us because we have a big open warehouse, a big open space. But if you are somebody, let's say your house is uphill from a driveway and then you have to go downhill to the porch, wherever you're placing it, if it's hard to get to, then I would just go ahead and hire movers that are used to moving heavy objects because this is not one that I would want to mess around with, like just calling up my buddies and being like, hey, I'll buy you pizza if you help me move this. Like you would not be friends after that. The tub itself is large at 34 inches wide, 78 inches long, and then 33 inches tall. So definitely a larger tub. The interior of this measures about 47 inches, but me at 5'4" can definitely outstretch my legs fully, sit fully on the ground, even though it is completely covered in ice, and deeply submerge my shoulders as well. All right, so when you go ahead and purchase this, there's a couple things that come along with this. Obviously, the tub behind me, like obviously that is a part of the purchase. I don't know why they listed that on the website. That just feels like a no-brainer to me. But a couple things that I really like that they included that we haven't seen other cold tubs include is an insulated cover and also a headrest that makes it a little bit more comfortable as you are freezing your ass off. Now this does have an advanced filtration system keeping the water absolutely clean, and it has almost like a clean smell about it, but in a good way. It reminds me a lot of the Renew Stoic 2.0. It also comes with an ultraviolet disinfecting system. Now again, this was very similar to what we saw with the Renew 2.0, and we had no problems keeping that tub clean, so I can't imagine having any troubles keeping this tub clean either. Now on the website, it says to go ahead and allow for about 30 to 60 minutes for your desired temperature to go ahead and be your desired temperature. There's no sort of like app control function that you can use with this. You are gonna have to set it on the cold tub. But again, it just kind of depends on what your room temperature water is versus what your desired temperature water is. And then you'll just kind of have to gauge the time frame based on that. Another thing to know when you are adjusting the temperature is all of the numbers come up in Celsius. So for me, I had to use Google to know what temperature I wanted it to be set at. But if you're like a cool, swanky European, this will be like no problem for you. My final thoughts on this, if it weren't so heavy and so cumbersome to move, I would give this like 5 out of 5 stars, especially if you are somebody who really likes cold water in your cold tub sessions. I don't have a lot of complaints about it, again, other than just the heaviness, like hugeness of this unit, as well as the overall cost, costing close to $10,000. But for me, would I take this home? Yeah, if they told me I could take it home, I would take it home because I don't know, why not? But would I be just as happy with my ice barrel at home, filling it up and not getting to freezing temps? Yeah, probably. Anyways, let us know if you would do a cold plunge in complete ice. If you have done a cold plunge in complete ice, what the temperature is and how long you lasted. Let's make a little competition out of it because that's who I am as a person. Anyways, this has been Lindsay with Garage Reviews. Peace.